Hello again. Welcome to another episode of Leading from Alignment with our good friend, coach, mentor, all around good guy whose family took more pictures of the food than the children at Christmas time because he's
That's
Polish and
right.
Italian, John Opalewski. How are you today, John?
Hey, Jim. I feel better about myself after that introduction. Let me put it that way.
Good.
Um, Jim, yeah, we're going to jump right into
Do
this
it.
one today. The title of our podcast is called Guarding Your Heart
Yeah.
as a Leader.
Yeah.
Several weeks ago, actually months ago, I sent out a note to our most consistent watchers and listeners asking what they thought we should explore on the podcast.
Good.
And today we're
Good.
tackling,
Right.
again, one of those
Yeah.
listener watcher generated subjects, and
Yeah.
it's guarding your heart as a leader. Proverbs 4:23 is probably a verse that we should have stamped
Yeah.
somewhere, and we see it all the time.
Above all
Above
else.
all
Yeah.
else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring
Yeah.
of life. And so I want to talk today 5 things I think will help us guard our heart, Jim. This I
Yeah.
think will be an uber practical
Right on.
podcast today. And so, if it's okay with you, I'd like to just jump in and get rolling.
Do it. Hit me.
All right. So, here's the first one. Here's the first way we guard our hearts. We watch our diet.
Oh, you lost me already, John.
All
I
right.
My
Sorry.
heart gets off. I want a big bag of Cheetos when I'm having a hard day. So talk me into this, please.
Yes. Well, we know this that what you ingest tends to grow.
Yeah.
And so, I think about watching our intake in two
Yeah.
ways. First, watching our media intake.
Hmm.
Jim, when I watch the news, which is hardly ever, I
Yeah.
experience several emotions:
Sure.
anxiety, despair, and not surprisingly, anger.
Yeah. Yeah.
None of those are good for my heart.
Yeah.
And leader,
Mm.
this is just going to be simple stuff today. If you
Yeah.
watch the news a lot, you are ingesting anxiety and despair and creating the conditions for anger to take a
Yeah.
toll on your heart. Jim, what we ingest, whether it's healthy or unhealthy, multiplies
Yeah.
in our heart. And when we spend more time watching news, I'm going to step on some toes here, or scrolling on social media than we do in
Yeah.
God's presence, we put
Yeah.
our hearts in a bad spot. We
Right.
have an unhealthy diet. So I'd
Right.
like you to speak to that first part of
Yeah,
watching our
you are
diet.
disobeying that command above all else. So this isn't a secondary, tertiary. This is this is the first thing we're going to do and the most important thing we're going to do. We're going to guard, and that word heart there is a Hebrew word lave, and it means the narrative of your life. Guard above all else. Make sure that you're looking, through the lenses that help you see, not the lenses that make you blind. So above all else, you're going to see everything wrong if you don't do this. So this is a priority. And you say, well, yeah, but I'm just going to take some time and scroll social media and get mad at this person and distracted at this person's church growth that I'm not experiencing, this person that left my church, talking bad about the church. Well, you are
Oh, there you
becoming what you're
go.
eating. So above all else, whatever you got, whatever filters you need, whatever help, accountability you need, above all else, make sure that the inner narrative, that heart, is properly adjusted to see exactly the truth and nothing less.
That's right. And so watching our diet, and I'm just using
Yeah.
that media as because I think it's a dominating thing
Yes,
in our world.
it
Here's the
is.
second part of watching our diet, and that's our friendships. For better or worse, you will become like the people you spend the most time with.
Yes, you will. Yeah,
Pastor, make sure you create space to hang out with mature people,
please.
optimistic, faith-filled friends
Yeah,
who by their life challenge you to become better,
yeah,
or encourage you to keep growing, or provide they're a relief valve for you because they're so funny and
yeah,
they help you not to take yourself so seriously.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, your diet. Why, if you're having problems with anxiety, I'm just going to say this and then we'll
yeah,
move on to the next one. If you're having problems with anxiety and you're asking God to help you with your anxiety, you have to create space for him to actually pour peace into you.
right.
And if
Yeah,
you're filling your heart with things that make you anxious, you got to stop that first
yeah,
before God is going to be able to give you peace.
yeah, yeah.
So
It-
pastor, Watch your diet. Go ahead, Jim.
It's an addiction, John. I'll just say it. It is an addiction, no less. Why is it an alcoholic when he's sober wants to drink? Why is it when we don't have electronic things smashing in our faces, we want it? It's been designed to be addictive.
That's
And
right.
I think it's okay to ask the question, am I addicted to bad news? I
Mm.
feel alive when I'm angry. I feel alive when I'm drunk. I feel alive when I'm looking at porn. I feel alive when these are all things that are false. That it's stealing, killing, and destroying you, and you're allowing it. So maybe I'm too passionate about it, but I think it's great advice. Like you need good friends and you need to cut off the bad stuff.
That's
As
right.
basic as that is, I'll bet you 80% of the people listening right now need to make changes, major changes based on what you just said.
Yeah. So here's the second way we guard our hearts, and that's to set our eyes.
Yeah.
Uh, Here's what I mean by that. In Hebrews, we're told, keeping our eyes on Jesus, we read this, the author and perfecter of our faith. You know, Jesus is the only person who won't fail you.
Yeah.
I feel like he's failed you, but ultimately, when you get around to it, you realize he just
Yeah.
doesn't fail you. He's not
Yeah.
flawed. What you fix, what I fix my eyes on, impacts the health of my heart.
Yes, it does.
I remember when I went to Oral Roberts University. Oral Roberts was the chancellor at the time,
Yeah.
and he did a town hall for all the students. Oral was an amazing person, amazing
Yeah.
man. Got to meet him personally a couple times, and I
Mm.
don't have enough time to tell you what a wonderful experience that was. But he wasn't good at town halls.
Yeah.
And so as a 19-year-old kid
Yeah.
who knows next to nothing, gets
Yeah.
up and hurls this accusation at Oral Roberts, which Oral didn't take too kindly to that.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that town hall kind of unraveled. And I remember leaving that meeting with the other 4,000 students that were in that room, and they were saying, oh, this and all that. And I heard distinctly in my heart as a 19-year-old kid, John, keep your eyes on me.
Right on. Good.
And
Mm.
if I focus too much on people and their flaws, my heart gets discouraged at first, and without intervention, my heart can get hard,
Yes.
cynical, and jaded.
Yeah.
Pastor, if you don't know this already, people will disappoint you.
Yeah. And if you don't know that,
Jesus,
I hope you had a wonderful first week in the ministry.
as a youth pastor, right?
Yeah.
People will disappoint you. Jesus never misbehaves.
Yeah. That's
He
good.
never misspeaks. He
Yeah.
never says one thing and does another.
Yeah.
So lessen the amount of time you fix your eyes on Christians and Christian leaders, and
Mm.
increase the amount of time you fix your eyes on
Yeah.
Jesus. What do you think about this second one, Jim?
Yeah, I think it stands on its own without need for more thoughts from me.
Okay.
I love the advice because it's just such a wonderful, this is the truth. Now do whatever you want with it. But today John is shucking the corn and it's truth, man. So respond to it. What's your
Yeah,
next one?
here's the third way to check your thoughts.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything you think. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Our hearts are often shaped, Jim, by not just by what happens to us, but how we interpret what happens to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And left unexamined, our thoughts can drift toward fear and insecurity, comparison,
Sure.
or even offense. Uh, as leaders, it can become frighteningly easy to rehearse negative narratives, like
Yeah.
people don't respect me,
Yeah.
I'm failing,
Yeah.
this
Oh yeah.
isn't working. And the Bible directs us to take our thoughts captive, every one of our thoughts captive, by the way,
Yeah.
and make them obedient to Christ. And so guarding our
Yeah.
heart means pausing and asking, is this thought true?
Yeah.
Is this thought helpful?
Yeah.
Does this align with God's word? I was
Yeah.
telling somebody the other day at church, I said, when I was at the bottom of the depression and anxiety, Romans 8:28 was true, but it wasn't helpful to me in that moment.
Yeah.
I didn't need to hear that all things work together for those who love God. I was
Yeah.
in no space to
Yeah.
even receive that. You know what I needed? I needed an arm around my shoulder.
Right.
That's what I needed. And so,
Yeah.
so, you know, unchallenged, unchecked, and unhealthy thoughts can shape our heart. That,
Yes.
they do shape our heart.
Yeah.
But when you replace those stinkers with the truth,
Yeah.
your heart stays grounded. It stays soft. It stays aligned
Yeah.
with God. What do you think, Jim,
Yeah.
about
I,
this
I think
topic?
everybody has an inner voice, and that voice gives expression to feelings. But
Yep,
I've learned that when my feelings are expressing something that contradicts scripture, I need to stop listening to myself. I need to start speaking to myself. So
it's
that,
good.
why so downcast, oh my soul? David did,
Right.
put your trust in God. Like I have to stop thinking my feelings, like stop giving language to the negative, discouraging, painful, whatever, jealous, rejection, whatever that is. It's getting language, it's taking root, it's becoming reality. I'm not guarding my
Yep.
heart. You guard your heart with the scripture. And so, if it's a question and it's a what if quick, but what if this goes wrong and what if that goes wrong? I catch myself and say, stop before I think one more what if question, I need to quote 7 what is promises
There you go.
and then come back to the what if question. So those sorts of things,
That's
medical
good.
diagnoses or financial things or the transitions in the church or staff, these are all major issues and they're frightening if left
Yep.
unchecked. And it's okay to think about those things, but you got to think about them in the light of what is, not just the mountain of what ifs.
Right.
So ask any
So,
what if
yeah,
question you want, but before you do, quote 7 what is God is my provider. The Lord is
yep.
pleased with me. I am his beloved child with whom he's well pleased. This is not my identity. I'm guarding my heart. Okay, what was the question again? And you'd be
Yep.
shocked at how small the questions are compared to the promises. But you have to
Yeah.
practice the promises, not just practice the questions.
Right. So let me give you another way
Yeah,
we guard our hearts, and that's by guarding what God has assigned to us.
that's good. Yeah, that's good.
In Chronicles, Second Chronicles 23, King Jehoiada was giving instructions to his army, the priests and the Levites, about keeping the temple of the Lord and who was allowed to enter the temple of the Lord and who was not.
Yeah.
And here's what they said. He says in verse 6, all the other men are to guard what the Lord has assigned
Hmm,
to them.
that's good.
Jim, my assignment is not to parse politics,
Yeah,
to opine on all the hot issues of the day. I have a
yeah,
calling on my life, Jim,
yeah. I
that
love it.
he expects me to steward.
Yeah,
He's assigned me to help leaders lead better, lead longer, and enjoy it more, to
yeah.
help them get and stay healthy in all parts of their being. And I wonder how many of us are distracted from our calling when we pop off on social media about current events.
Yeah.
Our dear listeners and watchers, you don't have to have an opinion on everything. And even if you do, you don't always have to share it. Pastors, guarding your heart, and I feel this intensely. I hope
Yeah.
I'm not being too intense here. Guarding your heart means guarding what the Lord has assigned to you.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Don't get seduced by the black hole of political or cultural wrangling. It is a losing game. It is distracting you. It is diminishing. It has the potential of
Yeah.
diminishing your calling. You have a calling on your life,
Yeah.
and God expects you to steward that calling, to guard it. And I fear that many of our leaders have allowed this, I don't know, this urge to have to say something about everything,
Yeah.
get them off track.
Yes.
Pastor, get back on track. I don't usually get, I don't know, this strong on a podcast,
Yeah.
but I feel this one.
Yeah.
You want
Well,
to
you see
guard
what
your,
happens if they don't, right? You see what happens to people's lives,
yes,
marriages, children, churches when they don't. So you're not mad at anybody but the devil and you're, passionate to those that are listening, like enough's enough. You know better than this.
That's
Get free
right.
from this. Yeah.
I see the distractive
Yes.
power of it. And I think to myself, don't you see how this is? You're not guarding your assignment.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're actually hurting your assignment
Yes.
when you don't uh, discipline yourself. I've been tempted a few times to comment on something, and I said, I'm
Yep.
backing off
Yeah.
because I don't. If I lend my voice to this, I'm just going to stir the pot even more. I've got
Yeah.
a calling. It's got nothing to do with my calling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Pastor, guard what the Lord has assigned to you. Let me give you one more, Jim, because
Yeah.
we're really butting up against time here.
Yeah.
Pastor, you've heard us say this a million times. I'm going to say it a million and one. Build healthy rhythms instead of running and leading on empty.
Huge.
It is next to impossible to guard our heart if our heart is constantly exhausted.
Yeah.
Fatigue is often the back door through which discouragement, temptation, and cynicism enter.
Yes.
Jim, about a month ago, I was working my way through the Gospel of Luke, and in between chapters 4 to 8 through 8, there are 5 references to Jesus getting away from the crowd,
Hmm.
getting alone to renew himself. One of those references said he often withdrew
Yeah.
to lonely places.
Yeah.
And if Jesus needed that kind of rhythm, how much more do you and I need it?
Yeah.
So guarding our heart includes intentionally creating space for rest. The Sabbath. I mean, the Sabbath is this genius
Yeah.
idea of God. Not just an idea, it's a command.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, Time for silence and renewal, a time where you're not producing or leading or
Yeah.
solving, you're simply being with God.
Yeah. Delighting.
Build
Yeah.
healthy rhythms. So, Pastor, can I appeal to you today? Can we appeal to you today? Because Jim, I think you're on board with me here
Yeah.
today. Watch your diet.
Yeah.
Set your eyes on Jesus. Check your thoughts. Not everything you think is true.
Yeah.
Guard the calling that God has placed on you with diligence
Yeah.
and build healthy rhythms so you can live and lead out of a full tank instead of living and leading out of, where you're running on fumes.
Yeah.
Above all else, right?
Above all else.
Guard your heart. So, Jim, wrap us up.
Yeah. So let's just say this. Let's say you've listened to John and you say, I agree with everything you just said. Let me ask you the second question. What percentage of his advice are you currently living? And if it's not 100%, here's the last question. Why is that? And I'll bet you it has something to do with accountability. I bet you it has something to do
Mhm.
with someone talking this through,
Yes.
helping you establish better habits, asking you where you spent your time, where you spent your heart, where you get stuck and you don't know what to do. And this is where friendship, this is where marriage, this is where coaching, this is where pastoring comes in. So if you're like, I know this, but I'm not doing it, and I've known it and I'm not doing it, then Converge Coach would like to come alongside you and help you with that. There are ways that we are aware of that we can help you. We've helped many people develop these things, and it is a life-changing, maybe even destiny-altering set of realities that will take a month to 6 months, depending on your willingness to learn, to get them incorporated in your life in a permanent way. That's up to you. We're here to help at convergecoach.com, and we hope that you'll take advantage of that real soon. John, thank you so much for the thoughts and your heart. Thanks for the passion. Thanks that you love pastors, so you hate this. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. So God bless you, our dear watchers and listeners, as you continue to lead from alignment.